How's it going? David from Comic Book Investments. So in this video, we're going to look at 5 keys that are dropping in price. And a lot of these keys on here, you guys requested. So if you don't know, if you comment below on any one of these dropping or going up videos, I will go through the comments, pick out some ones that I find interesting and see if they fit on these types of videos. So yes, I like doing that. It's actually kind of fun for me because I get to see kind of like what you guys want as opposed to what I just randomly pick. But before I get into it, this book right here, this Amazing Spider-Man 252, is we are having a giveaway. I've done giveaways before, but with YouTube and their bots and everything like that, anytime someone comments on something, it'll say like, it's usually like a picture of me and it'll say like contact me through some random channel or something, like some weird app like WhatsApp or something, and they'll give you a giveaway, and usually they're scams. So I will never contact you through the YouTube comments saying, hey, you won, come over to some random thing. How I'm doing it now, any giveaway will be over on my website, collectorscomics.com. Link is always in the description. Go over there and you'll find there'll be a giveaway. It will be a pop-up. If you can't find the pop-up, scroll all the way down to the very bottom. It'll be like a gray black bar and it'll say like blog, about us, stuff like that. And one links will be giveaway. Click that. All you have to do to enter, you just have to hit the enter button. Well, you got to be signed up to the website. But once you're signed up to the website, just hit the enter button and you'll be entered. And I will email you from that email. So make sure it's an email that you normally use. And if you win, that's simple. All you have to do is collectorscomics.com. Also, another way that I'm able to fund different giveaways is there's a link down in all the descriptions of all my videos, and it's an eBay affiliate link. And all that means is if you're already buying something on eBay, just click the link before you buy it, before you bid on it or pay for it, and it gives me a kickback. It costs you absolutely nothing. It doesn't cost you a penny or anything. All it does is it gives me like a very small percentage, a fraction of a percent, and then I get to add up all that money, and then I can afford bigger and better giveaways. So just use the link whenever you can. If you're buying something, don't buy it. It could be anything. It doesn't even have to be comics. It could literally be toilet paper. And if you buy it on eBay, I get a kickback. So if you're already buying something, only if you're already buying something, if you wouldn't mind using the link, that would help me out. All right, let's get into the video. All right, first we got Marvel Superheroes Volume 2, number 8. This is the first appearance of Squirrel Girl, and I have an interesting fact about that in a second. A 9.4 is down 42% from 225 to 130. A 9.6 is down 25%, not that bad, from 300 peaking last year, now selling for 225. And a 9.8 is down 50% from 800, now selling for 400, and it peaked back in 2021. So the reason why this peaked is what they were thinking about doing. Was it an animated show or a live action TV show or something along the lines of that? Something weird. I don't know. So it shot up, but yeah, it got canceled nonetheless. I don't think it went past scripting. There was something. It's been so long, I can't really remember. But they're going to do something. Interesting fact, if you guys haven't seen my Steve Ditko documentary, I'll link it up here somewhere. Basically, I did a deep dive documentary, like biography on Steve Ditko. And Squirrel Girl was created by Steve Ditko. And I think it was, if I can remember correctly off the top of my head, was the last character he created for Marvel. Yes, the last one. He did some other like smaller publishers and created some characters, but it's pretty much his last major character he created. And if you don't know, he's also created Spider-Man. So yes, and a lot of people say Stan Lee created him. If you watch my documentary, I go both points, and you can hear it from Stan Lee himself talk about who created, to give you a little preview. Basically, it's Stan Lee had like kind of like a 2-paragraph summary of what this Spider-Man would be, but then Ditko created what Spider-Man looked like, his web shooters, his costume, his mask, everything like that, like his powers, all that kind of stuff. So you be able to determine who actually created. Now Stan Lee takes full financial creative ability. He considers, meaning he's like, sure, if Steve Ditko wants to say he's a co-creator, fine. But Stan Lee would take 100% ownership of that character. But in my personal opinion, I think it is a co-creator thing, but I really think that I would say 75% is Ditko, 25% is Stan Lee. That's how I would split it if it was like a money thing, because the way I look at it is Stan Lee did come up with a concept saying like, oh, I want a character named Spider-Man who's going to be a teenager and he can crawl on the ceiling and the walls. No web shooter, no nothing, but doesn't have a look, just teenager. You know, he has some different attributes of like this his behind the scenes story, like his backstory and stuff like that. But the look of it, the way how you see Spider-Man in his red and blue with his mask, web shooters, all that kind of stuff, that was all Ditko. So then you have to ask yourself, who really created it? And it's, you know, it's like coming along people, and you ever hear those people, it's, I don't know, just pick something, say like Uber, and someone goes, you know, I had an idea for like an Uber type app like way before Uber ever existed. It's like, okay, but yeah, just having an idea doesn't really make it an actual product and thing. To do the actual product and thing, that takes a lot of work and a lot more effort. So I kind of consider it like that. I'm sure you know people that have said at one point, oh, you know, blah, 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 I had the idea for that. It's like, okay, it's just an idea. So yeah, watch the documentary. All right, next up is we got New Mutants 98. This is the first appearance of Deadpool. And a 9.4 is down 32% from 800 to 537. A 9.6 is down 44% from 1300 to 733. And a 9.8 is down 52% from 3000 to almost a little over 1400. So yeah, this is very interesting. I figure as we get closer to Deadpool 3 with some more trailers, screenshots, all that kind of stuff, I think this book will start rising again. If I'm looking at the graph here, it looks like it's kind of leveled out a little bit, still with a slight slope going down. A 9.4 only down 32%. I mean, that does seem like a lot. Like if you look at $800 to 537, that's what's selling for now. I've looked at a lot of recent sales, and they seem to be higher than their 90-day average. So that means recently it's been going up. And yeah, the 32%, to me, it's like that's going from the peak down to what it's selling for now. It just isn't. Like you can find that in a random book. You know, I did I did a comic book, I think like in a Marvel Spotlight 1, first Red Wolf on the last video, and that just in a couple months went from like 78 to 200. That's because, you know, this people is paying different prices. So a peak to down to what it's selling for, that doesn't seem that much. 52% for a 9.8. I mean, yeah, that kind of sucks, but I mean, yeah, I mean, no way about that. That just kind of sucks. But nonetheless, I still think that I'm not worried about this book long term. If you're telling me like 10 years time, David, will this book be worth more than 1440, what it's currently going for? I say 100% yes. Unless something happens with the economy that I can't predict. But if things just go to as normal, then 1440, yes. It's 10 years time, it's going to be worth more than that. Will it hit its previous highs of 3,000? I think so. To be honest, I think so in 10 years. Yeah. Next, we got Hulk 181. This is my most requested one. A 2.5 is down 44% from 3,600 to 2,000. A 9.0 is down 45% from 15,000 to 8,300. And a 9.8 is down 44% from 138,000. Now one sold for 78,000. What's really interesting is the grades that I pulled, they're all 44 or 45%, literally right there. So it's pretty much went down evenly across the high end, all the way down mid-range, all the way down to the low end, about 44% from its peak. That doesn't seem like, it's a lot, granted, but I don't really see that as a big deal going forward. I think what's going to happen is Wolverine will appear in Deadpool 3. That'll give it a boost. Then they'll also announce an X-Men movie with another Wolverine character. They'll also have the X-Men 97 cartoon, which Wolverine will be prevalent in that. So I'm not really worried about it. You know that like my number one book is like, well, other than Fantasy 15 is Hulk 181. So I wouldn't worry at all about this book. Next, we got Marvel Spotlight number 5. This is the first appearance of the Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider. 5.0 down 43% from 2,000 to 1,100. An 8.0 down 60% from 6,700 to 2,700. And a 9.2 is down 52% from 18,600, now selling for 9,000. I mean, the graph on that is crazy. It's just like going along, just like a big. It looks like it's almost back to where it was pre-comic boom era. So yeah, I think that's where it's going to sit. This book has been like kind of hammered across the board, but it's kind of sat at around 50 to 60% drops across the board. So I don't know. I'm not really worried about this book. If you bought it for the 18,000 for a 9.2, I think it'll take a while to get back to that number. But if you're buying it for 9,000 right now, I'm not worried. All right, last on the list is Fantastic Four Annual number 1. A 2.5 is down 54% from 375 to 172. A 4.0 is down 63% from 760 to 283. And a 5.5 is down 47% from 850, now selling for 450. There hasn't been that many sales of it. That's why I'm in the lower end, down the 5 and 4 and 2.0. The higher end, it's not as common as a book in the higher end. This book also got massively bumped up because, people thought Submariner was going to be something special, and he was, at best, was okay in the movie. I don't think anyone was really, or not, Namor. Some people called him Namor. Some people called him Namor in the movie. This is weird. But nonetheless, this book got raised up because of the movie. And then the movie was just, yeah, it might have made a lot of money, but is anyone talking about the movie now? No. That's the thing. It comes and goes. No one's really talking about the Submariner that much. It was just kind of, in my opinion, he was okay at best. So it kind of sucks going forward. What are they going to do with Submariner? That's another thing with the freaking MCU is they introduce these characters and then you just never see them again. It wasn't like back in the old golden age of the MCU when they would introduce a new character and they'd pop up and then they have their own movie and then pop up in other movies and things like that. Now it's like you have a movie and then 6 years will go by and you won't ever see him again. Like Shang-Chi. Never once mentioned, never nothing, not a cameo, nothing. And where that came up, like 4 years ago? Somewhere around there, 3 or 4 years ago? Nothing. And there's no like, oh, he's going to appear in this coming up. Nothing. It is kind of like throw out these characters and then nothing. And was Shang-Chi even in anything before? I don't think so. He didn't like cameo in something before like Black Panther did in the Captain America Civil War. But yeah, I don't know. I still think this book is like, I think it's fine in the long run. All right, have a good day.